Feature rich, budget friendly.
Shut up. I bought it for like $100.
500 gigabytes. See it cleanly with HD.
Are you literally reading the tag for the laptop?
It's a good laptop. It's a HP.
You limp-pack up.
Shut up and sit down.
Hello and welcome to Nerddom's Levels of Ridiculousness podcast. I'm your host, Ozpin, and I'm joined by my co-host and buddy, DK.
You can't touch this.
Levels of Ridiculousness, or LoR, is a show dedicated to our conversations on all things nerd. We touch on a wide variety of subjects and news, and feature a different main discussion topic every week. This week's main topic of Nerddom lore is our video game backlog libraries. Which,
is immense.
Are the video games that we have either purchased or had given to us that we have intended to play later, but sadly have yet to do so.
Or have played just a small amount of it and never picked it up again.
Yeah.
Never finishing it.
I have a substantial... I actually pulled... I have a little wallet with all of my video games in it, and I actually pulled that out. And it doesn't even have all of my video games in it, but I pulled it out just so that I could have the games to go through and be like, never finish this, never finish this.
I have all my games on my desk, all 32 of them, and that's not including the dozens I have on the console. And you best believe I haven't even finished 1/3 of them.
Yeah. But,
Played some, yeah. Finished? No.
But first things first, Nerddom updates. I believe you wanted to talk about your streaming really quick.
Yeah, I'm having trouble getting it off the ground. Life keeps happening. Last week something happened, and this week my grandfather died. And it's just been a constant intervening of my plans. So I'm just going to put it on hiatus for a moment. For a while. This
has been a god-awful year.
Already.
All around.
Already worse than last year to me.
Yeah. Just besides your grandfather, I'm aware of, 5 deaths that have happened with people who are close to me, 3 of which all come from the same person, who also lost their cat the same week I lost mine.
Yeah, whoever that is, I pray for their soul.
Yeah.
That is a rough beginning of the year.
She's handling it, so far as I can tell, she's handling it well, but it's that's...
brutal.
It's not a good year. 2018 sucks.
Yeah, I can second that.
But that's why we're here. We're here to talk about the fun things, the good times, specifically nerdy things. So,
Nerddom! Woohoo!
And I know you've been wanting to try and get the stream off the ground.
Yeah, I only streamed successfully once.
Yeah.
I've tried my best since, but I just can't get it going.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. It's real life always comes first, and frankly, real life sucks.
Ain't that truth?
But, beyond that, as far as channel updates goes, we received our 100th subscriber about 54 minutes ago. Right now it is 7:54, and we saw that we had reached 100 subscribers at 7 o'clock, so...
Yes.
If you subscribed on Tuesday, what's the date?
The 16th?
Tuesday the...
It's the 16th. January the 16th.
If you subscribed to Nerddom...
Shout out to you.
Tuesday, January 16th, right around 7 o'clock, or a little earlier than that, congratulations, you are our 100th subscriber, and we would love to hear from you.
You're the special boy. BOI.
But that being,
male or female.
That being said, we are planning to have some sort of 100 subscriber celebration episode. We're not exactly sure what we're going to do for that, but we we're leaning toward recording an audio commentary for a movie or an episode of a TV show that we both like.
Yes.
So that will probably come out sometime this weekend, right?
Or next week.
Next week?
It may be next week.
Okay.
Real life. You know how real life is.
Yeah, schedule's got to line up, but we do have something in the works to celebrate that. We can go ahead and jump into what we've been up to. What you been up to?
Work.
Now you got a new video game.
Yes, I finally got Nier Automata. Or Automaton.
Yeah.
I've heard it in many different ways. It's a good game. It's not as hard as I thought it would be. Of course, I'm playing on normal, but I thought it'd be a little bit more difficult being on normal. It doesn't explain much, which is fine, but it explains. It's an exceeding lacking of explaining mechanics.
A distinct lack of explanation.
It's like
as to what's going on.
Here you go. Good luck.
I like games like that,
which is fine. But when you don't know you got something new that you need to use for this mission, or you're not going further in the story quest, that's a problem. At least on my end. I got it figured out. I'm not inept. I've been playing video games since the hard days of you die, you start back at the beginning of the game. I've played Sonic. I've played Atari.
People are too coddled by games that have autosave features. It's like, oh, you forgot to save your game. Oh, poor baby. Guess you got to start at your last checkpoint.
Which is fine with me, but I just didn't expect
I dig that. I dig old school gaming a lot more than the frankly wimpy generation of gaming that's right now. You know,
it has some versions of Dark Souls in difficulty, which is good. I like it.
I like that, and I like games that kind of just thrust you into it.
I also like I don't have to fight people like in Dark Souls, where they're on my side, AI-wise even, instead of against me. Mm-hmm. That's always good. I don't like PvP very much.
Having useful AI partners?
Oh yeah. One of the bosses I just fought, I literally did a scratch to him. And the AI that I happened to resurrect apparently did the game like a couple times through. Because,
really? That's how it works?
4 hits, they beat him.
That's how it works?
Yeah, you continue leveling.
No, but I mean, you can resurrect the bodies of other dead players, right?
Yes, and the body is inhabited by an AI.
An AI that is reflective of that player's level?
Yes.
That's really cool. I like that.
I know, and the guy died like 4 hits, and I just shot him with the machine gun and hit him a couple times with the sword, and he was done. It was nice.
Cool.
Very easy boss that was supposed to be one of the harder ones. Which
awesome.
Which is funny, because one of the hardest bosses in the game, I sat back and watched. But awesome. I did it!
Yeah, people talk about like, BioShock Infinite. And there's another game where the AI partner that you have is very...
It's just exceedingly good.
Yeah.
I love an AI that actually contributes to the game.
Yes.
Like Ellie from...
yes, that's the other one I was thinking of, is Ellie from Last of Us.
Yeah. Competent.
Yes.
Or Elizabeth.
Not useless. Actually helps you.
Any AI that can't be killed and give you a game over and just is the stupidest AI is good with me.
Yeah.
Looking at you,
an AI
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, an AI that is not... It does not turn the game into an escort mission, because you have to make sure that your partner doesn't die because the AI is so bad.
You know, I loved Resident Evil 4 and all its creepy awesomeness until until about 30% of the game.
You played Resident Evil 4, really?
Yeah, I got to the point where you had to escort the president's daughter around, and you find out the last 30% of the game, or at least the majority of it, is escorting her, and she keeps trying to get killed and kidnapped. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, I hear it's...
Chainsaw zombie people suck too.
I'm actually very surprised to hear that you've played any of the Resident Evil games.
I've played the first 4. I've played 5 in co-op with my buddy. Well, one of my old friends. And then I played 6 with you and my buddy that I will not name.
Cool. I've watched 7.
I've watched 7 all the way through.
I've watched Let's Plays of the first game.
See, Resident Evil to me isn't really horror, it's action. Even the scarier ones.
I didn't know you played them all, that's pretty cool.
I played them all, literally up to this day. Even Code Veronica, or Victoria.
No idea.
I've played even the side ones.
I'm not even really a fan. I'm more like just watching it from a distance.
But I've played them.
But is that all you have as far as what you've been up to? What else you been doing?
I am waiting for a couple of episodes of Overlord season 2,
yeah,
and a couple other animes. I'm waiting a couple so I can watch a couple in a row.
I have to wait longer because I only watch it dubbed right now.
Oh, you're gonna have to wait like 6-7 months.
Yeah, it's a pain. They're getting better about it as far as releasing.
I wonder if it's on Funimation, because at Funimation it'll be subbed. Because as they get put on, they're subbed most of the time.
I don't know. But as far as what I've been up to, I'm keeping up with Ruby.
That's good.
The last episode, Saturday. We finally got a revelation we've been waiting a long time to get.
Okay.
Regarding one of the characters and a special ability that they have. It was episode 12 of season 5 is what just aired. As well as a revelation about someone else.
Okay.
Who is the character's mother. I won't be spoiling Ruby here, but I will plug it in the same way that I always have. I, Ozpin, named after a character in the show, am a huge fan of Ruby. So listeners, if you enjoy our podcast on any level, do me a solid and go watch Ruby, because frankly it's a really good series. But yeah, I've been doing Ruby, as always. I finished Durarara X2.
Yep.
Which is 3 seasons, each of which is 12 episodes long. I'm not going to lie. I like Durarara. I like the whole show.
But it gets boring at points.
Yeah, that being said, I almost lose interest in it sometimes.
Yeah. I stopped watching, like, season 2. I
stopped paying attention and started working on I had it going. You know, I let it continue to play. But I started working on logo design for the channel while it was playing. So I'm sitting here and I'm on the computer with the TV on in the back behind me, and I didn't feel like I was really missing much.
No, you weren't.
Durarara, a lot of the time it feels like a talking head anime. And while it certainly has really good action scenes occasionally, it is a talking head anime. Frankly, they're throwing a lot of information at you all at once. And if you're binging it, and I think that is specifically where my problem for it came from, is the fact that I binged those 3 seasons in like 3 days.
Fair enough.
The fact that I binged it is probably part of the reason why I could not maintain my interest when it got towards... How many episodes is that? 12, 24?
36.
36, yeah. When I got around the 36 episode mark, not counting the first season, you know, the first show,
yes,
I was getting a little bit...
agitated.
I was getting a little bit burnt out.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But I did finish that, finally. And I picked up some Transformers. I almost finished off, besides the leader figures, I finished off the first wave of Power of the Primes. So I've got the 4 deluxes. I got 3 of the Scouts. I did not repurchase that one Insecticon.
Okay.
And I got Starscream and Grimlock. I'm actually very excited because I have 4 Dinobots up there. One of which is...
I see them.
one of which is the... It's the little female Transformer that turns into a raptor.
Yeah,
But then, not only do we finally have a raptor Dinobot, we have a raptor Dinobot, but we have a female raptor Dinobot.
Fembot.
I love my fembots. I love my fembots a lot. Actually, if you're not blocking them in the videos, people can probably see them in Fun Facts.
I'm not blocking them sometimes.
I think you block them most of the time, but it's cool. I also have Voyager, Megatron, and Decepticon Nitro, which is Nitro Zeus, from Transformers 5, The Last Night, up there, and those are both pretty dang cool figures. You said you liked them both, too, right?
Yeah, they're pretty cool, actually.
I figured you'd like Megatron because he's this black knight with a... I don't know what kind of sword is that. You would know. The one that kind of goes has the axe head at the end, and then...
It's a guillotine sword.
Is it?
Yeah, at the end of the blade, it comes out to the end of a guillotine blade.
Cool.
Guillotine's the thing that chops your head off in medieval time.
Yeah, it's the same... Ironically, it's the same type of sword that Overlord dual wields. So I like that, and I
remember when you were showing me him, you were like, Here, look at this. I was like, huh, looks like Megatron.
I'm like, that's because it is Megatron, but I wouldn't blame you because Megatron has changed bodies. I believe Megatron has had a different body in every Transformers movie.
Yeah.
So he has had 5 different bodies, whereas Optimus has only had 2. But body swapping is a thing for Transformers, as we got to see a little bit in Age of Extinction. I'm a Transformers nerd. Hello, welcome to Nerddom. I'm Ozpin.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I picked up some movie 5 stuff. I picked up some Power of the Prime stuff. I almost have all of Wave 1 except for the leaders, which are Optimus Prime and Rodimus Prime. I think you were actually interested in seeing a leader. Not a leader, but you wanted to see a Rodimus Prime for some reason.
Yep.
Because you watched the show when you were young too, right?
That I did.
Not that it was very good, but...
It was good for a kid.
Yeah. It was good for a kid, and it was good for the time when it was initially released. But, assuming you don't have anything else to talk about as far as what we've been up to, we can jump into nerd news.
Alrighty.
And I believe you have a...
I have a minor and a major.
Go ahead and do your minor.
Okay, well, my minor was that it came out, pictures of Ant-Man and the Wasp outfits, and they look
for
really
Infinity
good.
War?
I don't know if it's from Infinity War or...
I'd assume that's Infinity War.
So. I don't think it's Ant-Man 2.
I don't know if we have an Ant-Man 2 coming.
Me either. But
I'm sure we do.
But they look good. It's not the most popular Wasp. The other one is. This Hank Pym also is, like, meh to me. So, Paul Rudd is playing him, and he plays a good Ant-Man.
I really like Paul Rudd, and like some of the movies I've seen him in. I wouldn't call them romantic comedies.
They are.
I guess you could call them that, but they're more like.
I'm glad
they're like American slice of life stuff.
Yeah, but I'm glad we have a good Ant-Man movie, and I'm glad that we're gonna have a good Wasp now. I'm looking.
That remains to be seen. The way she looked at the costume in the after credits sequence for Ant-Man was really, really cheesy.
The outfit's different.
She grins and nods her head while she's looking at the costume, and I'm like, I don't believe you at all. You know you're in a superhero movie. Go away, please.
I like the way she looks with the outfit on. It looks a little bit different than it did at the end of the movie too.
Yeah. Well, I also have issues with her not being Janet.
Fair enough.
I have issues with the way Ant-Man has been being handled
recently
for a while. It's like, first of all, Hank Pym was very integral. Hank Pym was the guy that built Ultron.
Yep. Him and Tony Stark.
Tony was barely involved with it, but Tony was involved with it.
Yes.
The other person who was heavily involved with it was Reed Richards.
Yep. Mr. Fantastic. I was about to say that. But,
like, the personality for Ultron was copied from Hank Pym.
Yeah.
And Hank Pym's still around in the Marvel Cinematic movies?
Yes, he's the older guy.
And I like the second Ant-Man. You know, he's interesting. There's more character to... If you were going to make an Ant-Man /Wasp film, which I was hoping they would, with the original Hank Pym and Janet Pym, or Janet Van Dyne, because they get separated, you needed to make it a relationship film.
Yes.
You needed to make it like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, only a good movie.
Yeah. But the thing is that...
I have Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I don't think it's a very good film, but the idea that is there, you can take that idea and expand on it, of a superhero... maybe super spy couple who love each other but end up fighting with each other a lot. Yeah, and then they separate.
I doubt that they want to have that much controversy.
It needed to be a relationship film.
Yes, but the way they break up and everything like that, it's not... People don't want to see that type of... They do, but Marvel doesn't want them to see the controversy of that arc of what happens between... spoilers right now for comic books, where Hank Pym loses his mind because the Pym particle starts affecting him.
He doesn't lose his mind.
No. The Pym particle affects. In the comic books, they explain the Pym particle actually affects the state of mind the longer you use it.
Really,
it makes you more unstable, unruly. You eventually can go crazy from it.
I hadn't heard
And
that.
one of the reasons why he was so unstable and hit Janet was because the Pym particle, before they knew it, was messing with his head. He became more unstable through the course of that.
And that really kind of takes away from it, you know? Also, it's like, yeah, they're people. They got into a fight and he hit her.
Also, if you look at the course of the comic book, you see him become more and more and more unstable until that's revealed.
That's a really poor excuse as to why that happened.
Yes.
I think they retconned that out of existence, if I'm being honest.
They might have,
because from what I read, about 6 years worth of comic material, that all happened in the same window of time. And the way Hank Pym, and I got to read a bunch of comics about Hank Pym, because he founded the Mighty Avengers, who were kind of a tertiary Avengers team?
Yes.
Not the Mighty Avengers, that was Miss Marvel's team.
Young Avengers.
Not Young Avengers either, although he was prominent in the Young Avengers.
Yep, so was Wasp.
He was prominent in Young Avengers, and I believe he was also prominent in the Avengers Initiative. Because Wasp died... Spoilers for the comics again, by the way. Wasp died during Secret Invasion.
Oh,
so he was
I don't know that one.
He was trying to save her, but he became the new Wasp.
Oh, God.
His costume was okay. It was okay. But he didn't look dumb. He actually looked pretty cool. It's just... Jocasta was there, and Jocasta is the Ultron equivalent to Janet. Like she is an artificial android who was created by the Pyms, I think. I don't know exactly the circumstances under which she was created, but she has Janet's personality imprinted on it, the same way that
at least we know
Hank put his personality on Ultron.
At least we know her and the Ultron won't team up together because they hate each other.
I think
they love and hate each other.
I don't think Ultron built her.
But I will say this, that...
my point is they cast Paul Rudd.
Yes.
And the movies that he's been in, he would have been perfect to portray Hank Pym in a way where they are... Frankly, it became a little bit more difficult when they disbanded S.H.I.E.L.D. But you could have portrayed it that way. You could have portrayed them as maybe corporate spies. Where they were a couple who were in this business together, who then, whether or not they're married, doesn't really matter, but you could do it in a lighthearted way that doesn't necessarily paint Hank Pym as a psychopath. Just have the movie end with them splitting up. It could be about the relationship and how that's failing.
Fair enough, but I was just talking about the controversy. They probably don't want that. Also,
it's Disney,
about the
they're
particle affecting his brain, his mind, his state of mind, and all that stuff. I like that fact of the Pym particle because it means that they have to be wary, and there's a shelf expectancy, and it's explained and it's fixed later on.
That's fine, but the only reason they introduced that idea was to try and make it so that Hank Pym wasn't hated by everybody because he was hitting his wife.
Because it was long enough after to where...
How long?
8 months, 9 months? Real time?
Really?
Yeah, it was a while after it was after the arc, and it was explained in the Ant-Man comic book, I believe.
Okay, just as long as you got your facts
I
right.
could have the timeline skewed, because my timelines are always skewed in my head.
Yeah.
I know dates, but not my dates I've read, or...
That's okay.
It's very confusing. But from what I understand...
To me, it feels like a cop-out.
It wasn't played
as that way. We're going to introduce this idea that the Pym particles can corrupt your brain, because... Frankly, we had one of our superheroes do something that was very undesirable, and we want to come up with a way of dismissing that.
I don't think so. I think it was the way they did it so he could retire. I don't think they had that in mind so much that they were trying to retire the character. Yeah, after they found out that it affected his brain, he passed it to the next...
That's when he passed it to the Paul Rudd character, because that is a character from the comics.
Yes, that's when he passed it to the second Ant-Man.
Okay, well...
And stayed away from it.
Yeah, I mean, they incorporated that into the Avengers... not Avengers Assemble. There was an Avengers cartoon before that.
Okay.
Where Hank Pym also retires as Ant-Man and passes it to... I don't know the Paul Rudd Ant-Man's name.
Me either. But what I'm saying is, I believe it was them just trying to find a reason to turn it over to a new character.
That's okay.
That's what I took from it.
People don't like Hank Pym, and Hank Pym, frankly, I believe he has changed mantles many times.
Oh, yeah.
Many, many times. But...
I'm surprised he hasn't been a Bumblebee yet. Has he?
Frank, his wasp costume.
I'm done.
It was red.
I'm done.
It was red and yellow. He kind of looked like he looked like a hornet.
Oh God!
So it wasn't that offensive.
As long as they did it tastefully.
But yeah, that was kind of a long tangent where we talked about
a little bit.
Yeah, Ant-Man and Wasp costumes being revealed from probably the set of
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Part 1.
May
2018.
I guess I can jump into my news story, which is the trailer for the live-action Full Metal Alchemist movie.
I've seen this one.
It looks really good.
Surprisingly.
I have issue with Winry having brunette hair.
Yes, she should be a blonde.
But then I saw Hawkeye's really badly dyed blonde hair. Like, really obviously dyed blonde hair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe that was the right call. I don't know.
She's supposed to be a blonde. She's supposed to be a Mestrian in the show, which is essentially white people.
It's essentially German.
Yeah, it's essentially...
there is very
heavy... The whitest you get.
There is very, very heavy implications that Amestris is Germany. In the first anime as well. It's heavily hinted in the first anime because there are direct correlations with Nazi Germany.
Yes, actually in the film that I have, literally Hitler rises up and gets snuffed out before it begins because it's an alternate reality. It's an alternate timeline.
But blonde-haired, blue-eyed people are a thing in Full Metal Alchemist, as is genocide. So.
With a different race, yes.
Yeah, sadly. It is, unfortunate.
Yeah, but it puts a good tone of... It paces itself well and handles the material well.
Yeah.
It holds up.
But it looks good. Everything else, like, Al looks great. The CG actually looks really good. Mustang looks like Mustang.
That's good. Let's just hope they act that way and have good dialogue.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about Ed. He doesn't look bad. He looks like a... They're going for a very...
CGI suit of armor.
Ed?
I'm thinking
Al. Al looks good. Al's real armor.
Yes.
That's someone in a suit of armor, and the armor looks friggin' great.
But you could tell in some parts of the trailer that he's edited a certain way.
Oh,
which doesn't affect me, but it's good. And
they got the eye right. They got his eyes right.
Yes.
Which is probably the most important part of that, because he has a glowing eye.
Yes, too.
Yeah, but his eyes glow, and it could have been easy to get that glow wrong.
Oh, very much so. It could have been horribly bad.
It looks right, though. But I just wanted to touch on that for a moment. We can go ahead and jump into our main story, which is, I believe you have...
April 5th. Guess the date. Guess that date. Guess the date.
I know what it is, but...
Shazam! The Doctor Strange of Marvel.
Who is being compared to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which makes no sense to me.
By the press. Not by the press, by the people who are doing the DC films. They are they're hoping that Shazam...
A lot of people are doing that.
For those who aren't aware, Shazam is a DC Comics character, also known occasionally as Captain Marvel, who is a young boy named Danny who has the ability to turn into a Superman-esque superhero via magic.
Lately, it's been 5 individuals that make him. Not lying.
What?
Yeah, it's been...
Why?
In some iterations where it makes 5. Each have a key feature that makes Shazam. And it takes the best of them.
That's a thing in the comics? Because one of my favorite parts of reading DC for the New 52 launch were the Justice League backups about Shazam. And that wasn't a thing in it.
One of the arcs of Shazam is where there were 5 of them. And that made Shazam.
Oh, no, that's what they're going to do in the movie.
And
they're going to do that in the movie.
I hope not. But at one point, one of the kids was kidnapped and they couldn't become Shazam because they had to be close together. Which is stupid.
I'm head down in my hand right now.
He's face palming.
That's dumb.
I hope they don't do this, but it looks
that's
like
going to be
good.
The movie. They compared it to Guardians.
Not. I know. That's why I brought it up. But The Rock is in it.
Thank you for bringing it up, because I did... Yeah, but The Rock's the villain.
He's Black Adam. Don't ruin a Rock movie. Come on. Doesn't matter if he's... Okay,
alright. Let's be clear about something right now. The Rock is one of my heroes, but it doesn't take anything... It does not take me saying anything about any Rock movie for it to be ruined, because, frankly, he has a very poor taste in films that he's in.
I like all his movies.
Tooth Fairy, Jumanji.
Tooth Fairy is good for what the audience was supposed to be.
Fast and the Furious.
Jumanji hasn't even come out, so we can't judge that.
Jumanji's out, and Jumanji's reviews are terrible.
It's not the same Jumanji, so they throw a fit. I haven't seen it, so I can't say. And I will say this, the Fast and Furious are great films. They're over the top,
I haven't
but
really
they're
seen
great
anything
films.
past Tokyo Drift.
I've seen them all. They are great movies.
I haven't seen anything past Tokyo Drift, but frankly, it gets away from the premise of the first movie. It becomes like super spy movies with cars, like Ocean's 11 meets 007.
They rationalize it well, and it's done well. It's not.
Is that a rap? Is that an apt comparison?
Yes and no. It depends on the film.
Okay.
They vary to certain degrees.
Super spy movies with cars.
Yes and no. It's like superheroes with cars, actually.
That's fair. I've seen Vin Diesel jump across interstates.
Get flung from one interstate to another and land on his back and be completely fine where it would have turned anybody's back to dust.
So yes, we have received a release date for the Shazam film.
April 5th. Hope it's going to be good.
Which is a day after April Fool's. April 4th?
No, April 1st is April Fool's.
April 1st, alright.
So it's...
My dad's birthday is April 4th.
Oh, wow. Don't take him to see it. We don't want his second movie to ever see with you be another horrible movie. If it's horrible.
It sounds...
I hope it's good.
I love The Rock. I hope The Rock does... The Rock does a great job. Whatever he's doing, he does a good job, but frankly, he doesn't... He's decided to be in all of these movies that are like...
He will now
San Andreas, Tooth Fairy, Jumanji.
I will say this. He will now be able to go to any comic book as Black Adam. Any comic book convention. He was Black Adam.
He was Roadblock in G.I. Joe.
Yeah. He's going to be able to go as multiple
Not saying that wasn't a very good movie either, but he was Roadblock.
I like G.I. Joe too.
He's a fan favorite character. I'm not a big fan of the second movie. There's a reason that movie didn't get another one. Like, the G.I. Joe movie didn't get a 3.
They killed off all the ones from the first movie in, like, a nanosecond.
Yeah, so it didn't stop them from making the second movie.
I know, that's my problem. None of the stars would come back, so they killed everyone.
They brought back Channing Tatum.
Yeah, but
and then killed him promptly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, he died quickly because the other ones died.
Christopher Eccleston is probably the one guy who was like, you want me to come back?
No.
No. I'm good. No thanks.
He says no to everything that way.
Yeah.
He's not in anything twice, ever.
He refuses to be typecast as anything.
Yeah,
he didn't even come back.
He's one of my least favorite actors because he's so inconsistent on everything. He's
not a cool guy.
No, I hear that he's horrible.
I hear he's a jerk, but I could be completely wrong because I liked him in Doctor Who.
I loved him in Doctor Who, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for another season. Nope.
Then he wouldn't come back. It's not that he wouldn't come back for the next season. Apparently, I hear he was hard to work with on Doctor Who, but also he wouldn't come back for Day of the Doctor. Oh, so they had to create this new
Doctor to push it forward.
In-between Doctor. You know, which...
David Tennant was great.
Yeah, I'm talking about the War Doctor.
Fair enough.
I'm talking, like, from Day of the Doctor, I'm talking about...
for some reason, my mind jumped to the 10th Doctor.
Which I think is also why they gave the Doctor a 13th life.
Okay.
Because...
then so on, because there's going to be more.
Yeah, they had to cheat by introducing the idea that, hey, he's already had another incarnation that just nobody likes to acknowledge. In the War Doctor.
He wasn't a doctor. He was...
So that,
he was not a doctor then.
He was... I believe...
In the movie, it was made to
Matt
the point
Smith,
to where, yes, it's the 10th Doctor, 11th Doctor, because the 4th iteration of him was not truly a doctor.
Which one?
The combat veteran.
The War Doctor?
He was in the War Doctor. He was not the Doctor. They called him something else.
I think Matt Smith, he said, you're more of a doctor than any of us, because you are the doctor who, if a limb is infected, you cut it off.
Yes, but...
Something like that?
But the thing was that they all acknowledged that they don't consider him a doctor.
That doesn't matter because it still
in
has
the line. Well, no, I understand.
Reincarnation.
I understand it's a life, but that's why that's also how they rationalize this being when he says he's the 10th Doctor or 11th Doctor.
My point is that individual, whatever you want to call him, I still agree that he's the Doctor because they all came around to that by the end of the Day of the Doctor.
I think they called him Soldier, the Soldier or something.
Something like that. I believe the fan term for him is the War Doctor.
Okay.
But
I loved him.
Yeah, I love that guy. That guy's great. That actor's fantastic. But that's still one of his incarnations.
Yes.
So when they realized they couldn't get Eccleston to come back to play the role of the War Doctor, who we only got little bits and pieces of in the first season of the reboot.
Okay.
They're like, okay, well, we have to introduce this new Doctor to play that role because we need that Doctor to tell this story. So we're going to lose an incarnation toward the end. And
put it here.
And it's like, so...
then there's like, 13 more! Woo!
Then later, they're like, we're going to give you an extra incarnation. He's going to reincarnate 13 more times?
Yeah.
Or did he just get a 13th reincarnation?
No, he reincarnated a 13th time again to the current male Doctor, and now the next Doctor's a female. And it's just going to keep going.
She's already...
Okay, well, I haven't been able to keep touch with...
me either.
But
I didn't even get to finish...
technically the 14th.
I didn't even get to finish the Smith
or 15th. Run. There's 13 more iterations. They gave him a whole life. Another life. Yeah.
That could be interpreted as they gave him an extra reincarnation, but
no,
I have not...
It's on the second extra one, then.
No.
Matt Smith was the 13th. There wasn't supposed to be after him, and then there was the guy after him.
Matt Smith is called the 11th, but he's technically the 12th if you include the War Doctor, making... I think it's Capaldi? Peter Capaldi, the 13th. Meaning that the newest Doctor... No, Capaldi's 12. But he's technically the 13th.
Well, no, because Matt Smith, the whole part of that movie was after Matt Smith passed, the character he played, the Doctor, the 11th Doctor, there was no more. Because when David Tennant reincarnated, he spent a regeneration, but he shot it into an arm. And
you're getting a lot of things mixed up.
No. Matt Smith was going to die at one point, and he diverted it.
You're thinking David Tennant, and that resulted in Tennant creating...
Yes, David Tennant did that.
Yeah, that resulted in... He didn't waste the reincarnation, but he channeled the energy...
Yes, but
into the hand. That didn't waste his incarnation.
No. They in the movie that I've seen a couple of times, they explain that because of David Tennant's Doctor did that, Matt Smith's the last Doctor. He was supposed to be the last Doctor. That was the whole point of the movie, was that it was the Doctor dying for good. That's why all the planets were coming. That's why the dialects were there. That's why they were ready, because he was supposed to be the last. And trust me, I know this for a fact.
Okay, well, I have the part where David Tennant channeled that energy into a hand on DVD. I've seen it a few times.
It was,
but again, like I said twice, I have not finished the Matt Smith run, so you could entirely be correct. But
I've watched since the 9th Doctor to the most current male Doctor. I stopped because I did not like him as a Doctor. But I've seen those in between multiple times, and it was some point between the 10th Doctor and 11th Doctor that one of the reincarnations were lost because of something the 10th Doctor did. I forget what it was, if it's not that. But the 11th Doctor, with the Soldier, he was supposed to be the actual 12th Doctor, but there was a reincarnation lost between 9 and 11, and he was supposed to be the last. It was him dying. That's why it was such a big deal. It wasn't that...
Who, Smith?
Matt Smith was supposed to be the last Doctor possible. He was supposed to be the 13th.
Okay.
He was on the last life. And I remember even in the movie, they're like, there's no more after me. And he went there. That's why it was such a big deal that he was spending the rest of his life there. Not because he would eventually turn into someone else, but because it was the end. And he was protecting Christmas with his last breath after he passed.
Wait, what? That's very weird out of context line. He was protecting Christmas.
The town Christmas.
Oh, okay.
It was in a movie. It was in the movie that did the whole event. He was protecting the town Christmas where no one can tell a lie.
We've been
that when the doctors asked the question, Doctor Who, it will be revealed.
Okay, I like I said, I've yet to finish Smith's run.
Oh, I've seen it all multiple times. He's my favorite.
I'm going to there, and when I do, I will be able to be filled in on exactly what
and
the
then
details
we will make
are
a discussion of this.
I would love to have a discussion about Doctor Who. But we've been talking about this for something like 10, 15 minutes. So
yeah, this could be a thing for me. Doctor Who.
We're going to move on.
There we go.
Because as much as we like Doctor Who, we've gone on several tangents. So let's jump to the main discussion topic, which might be a little bit quick. Our video game backlog libraries. So these are video games
we want to play direly.
Yeah.
We really want to play, but we haven't been able to get to, or we've only played a little bit. And we need to get back to them.
Video games that we've bought that we have not finished.
Yes.
I'm going to pull out my wallet. Go ahead and mention
so
some you immediately come
my
to
most prominent one, I have not finished the Phantom Pain. Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. Now, you're speaking to a guy that's played every Metal Gear Solid game he could possibly play at any possible opportunity and finished them. But I have not finished the Metal Gear Solid 5, the fifth one.
You did several episodes of a Let's Play for that.
About 10 or 11, yes.
Yeah, on our channel. Some of which actually get kind of funny.
Yeah, they're Flaming Unicorn Pegasus. Explained in the first episode.
Here's a game I've finished multiple times, Lord of the Rings Conquest.
But
which is like Lord of the Rings / Star Wars Battlefront.
I think the reason why I'm hesitant to finish it is because essentially it's the last Metal Gear Solid game in my book. It's the last.
Yeah,
I know Kojima's no longer around.
Yeah, Kojima's not going to have anything else to do with it.
He's doing Konami. He's in his own Konami-esque company. I forget what it's called. I think it's just called Konami or something like that. Not Konami, but Hideo Kojima is playing. He's in his own company now. I'm spacing on the company's name for some reason, even though I love this man with every ounce of my being.
I love him too because he did Zone of the Enders. That is a game that I did actually get to complete. Zone of the Enders 1 and 2.
Really? I've never even played them.
He did Zone of the Enders. You need to.
I want to.
I have it here now, so you can play Zone of the Enders 1 and 2. I believe you'll love them because they're one of my favorite video games, and a game that I did complete, both of which. But he's doing the Norman Reedus, what's it called? Death Stranding?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah, which looks great, and I'm very happy because I've seen the extended trailer for it, and it does appear to be a horror game.
Very much.
Which I was very, very excited about Silent Hills because
everyone was.
I never really got to jump into horror games. I'm a big horror fan, but I've never got to play a horror game.
You were going to play this, weren't you?
I was so excited to play this. It was going to be my first dip into horror video games. And the one game that I was really looking forward to, the one game where the franchise looks well and truly attractive to me, Silent Hill. It gets canceled because they have zero respect for their creators at Konami. So I'm very happy to hear that not only are Norman Reedus and Hideo Kojima working together on a video game, but it is going to be a Mind Freak video game
with Del Toro
in the form of horror.
He is terrifying with
Del Toro.
Del Toro.
Yes. It's
going to be terrifying.
But back to games that we've bought.
You should go, and then I'll go again. Or do you want me to list mine off? You list yours off, and
I'll go ahead and mention Tales. So for the
which one?
that's my point. For PlayStation 3, we got Tales of Grace's F, Tales of Excelia 1 and 2.
I played both of those. Those are great.
Tales of Zestiria Chronicles?
Yeah, I have that. I actually need it. It's one of mine.
which is also 2 games. And I'm probably forgetting one. No, not Tales of Zestiria. Tales of Zestiria is a game by itself. Symphonia. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, then Tales of Zestiria. I have every PlayStation 3 Tales game. I have not played any of them.
What is wrong with you?
I have played a good chunk of Tales of Zestiria, Then I was playing Tales of Excelia 1, and frankly, I think I lent it to your sister and never returned to it.
Okay.
And I was playing Tales of Graces F, and I played a significant chunk of that game. But again, I had to put it away, and never really felt strong enough to come back to it. Now, in my defense, I have not been a very consistent video gamer for the last 6 years.
Okay.
Because I have been moving around constantly due to uncontrollable living situations with me and my dad.
Over and over again.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into details about the specifics of that, but suffice to say, I've lived in 5 or 6 different places in as many years, and I just never really wanted to game. Like, all the energy I had went to moving, and then I have to be in a very particular mind state to play video games. But that's probably the top of my list of things I need to play are all of the Tales games that have been released on the PlayStation 3 in North America. I have them, and I have not finished any of them yet.
I'm going to piggyback on you, and I'm also going to say Tales of Hysteria, because that's one I got like 20 hours in, and then stopped.
You have that for PS4, right?
PS4.
Yeah.
I played that for like 20 hours out of like a 60-hour game, and
they're great games!
I got a third of the way done, and just faded out of existence playing it for some reason.
I'll mention it here just because it's something that I do want to finish on principle, and it's Final Fantasy XIII. I would like to someday be able to play all the way through that. Our last episode of Nerddom Lore, level 12.
Yes.
Which ironically was the 13th episode.
Technically, that's why we did 13.
Yeah, it was technically... It's not why, but it's a fun coincidence, right?
Oh, okay.
It is technically the 13th episode of Nerddom Lore that we did, and it was all about Final Fantasy XIII. But I would like to finish Final Fantasy XIII because... Just on principle, because when I got it, I was super excited about it. It's the first game I ever pre-ordered, and I really disliked the game. And it's why I got into Tales. Because I was looking for a good alternative to Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy failed me so badly on my first outing into it.
A lot of people don't like it.
Yeah, that I wanted something, I wanted another RPG that would...
grasp you.
Yeah, and Tales certainly did. I love Tales of Graces. That's the one I got farthest into. But I could not... I had to keep moving around. So I couldn't get situated enough to where I could play it.
It's understandable.
I don't think I've had them very long. The Tales series, I haven't had them as long. But, do you have another one to mention?
Yes. Mine's Mass Effect Andromeda. I got like 40 hours into this doing all the side quests. Yeah, they have some facial problems every once in a while, but most of them got patched. It's not as bad as a game as everybody says. It's really solid gameplay, good story. People were just upset because of the graphics, and frankly, sadly, most games are judged by graphics majorly nowadays instead of story.
I wouldn't say sadly.
Well,
when you look
it's fine to have a beautiful game, but when you have such a beautiful, well-made world with a balanced gameplay and everything, and then the reason why it doesn't succeed is because every once in a while they'll make funny faces, I don't see it.
That's probably not the only reason it didn't succeed, because...
It was the major one.
I heard it had actual mechanical problems.
I played it for about 20, 30 hours.
Like
I didn't have any of that.
People were, like, falling out of vehicles or something, or the vehicles were jumping in the air.
Well, those got patched pretty quickly. And within a week or two after it released, it was...
Are you sure? Because I remember hearing about it in the news for weeks. So.
The thing that was in the news for weeks was the facial problems, because it was not actual people making it, but an computer algorithm making faces.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, but they had to. Long story, but it's a good game. I'd like to finish it. I want to get back to this, and I have so many games in my backlog. I'm not listing them all. I'm probably listing my favorite 5 of them.
Oh, I'm going to list a bunch of them.
I'll pass it back to you. That's the one I really want to get into.
Okay, well, I finished the first Assassin's Creed game.
Okay.
I have the Ezio trilogy. I would like to finish those 3 games, but frankly, I'm comfortable with jumping ship on Assassin's Creed because I thought the ending was headed in a specific direction and it never got there.
I stopped at 3 because 3 made me so angry.
That's the You've got one, then you've got the Ezio trilogy, and then you've got the Americas trilogy.
Yes.
Excuse me. And you can buy the Ezio trilogy and the Americas trilogy as a set for like $20 now.
Yeah, it's about that. It's been a while.
That's how I got the Ezio trilogy. I think I got it for cheaper than that. But I didn't want to... Again, I got those games, and I finished the first one. I enjoyed the first one. Some people say that they didn't like the first one because it was so procedural, but that's what I liked about it. You knew what you needed to do every time. Let's see, what else have I got? Dead Space. Dead Space was the other video game that the video game that I picked up when I found out Silent Hills was canceled. I picked up Dead Space. And I don't know what chapter I'm on in it, but I got a ways into it.
Really?
Before I had to move, and then did not get to finish it. But it was really good. It was scary. Oh, Lord. Dead Space is scary. I
got a couple chapters into...
Revelation of the week right here, folks. Dead Space is scary.
Oh, God. Another one I got really into, but I never finished, was Armored Core 5. Verdict.
I have Armored Core 4 Answer, and I could never get farther than, like, Mission 2 in that game.
4 Answer, I loved that. I got to the last mission, and then my...
It's another one on my list. Yeah. Armored Core 4 Answer, because I again, level 2.
5 was good, but you had to do a lot of things online with clans, which tied into the story, which you never want to build a game like that.
I like mechs. I'm the mech guy. I have all 3 Dynasty Warriors Gundam games for the PlayStation 3. I have not. I finished the first game, 100% completion. But the second and third, I barely even played the third. And 2 is just such a good game, but I've never finished it. I did finish Gundam Crossfire, which is a
clunky game.
It is a god-awful game. That's probably why I like it. Because some of the most fun games you can play are games where, in my opinion, it's a little quirk that I have. If the game is so broken that it's difficult to move your avatar around, that's part of the fun.
Oh, God.
You have to figure out how You have to figure out how to master the broken system to make it function. And then you really feel like you've triumphed over something, because this game is difficult for reasons the creators did not intend, and I still beat it. I feel proud about beating broken games. I do. Really bad games.
It's unique. I've never heard of that one before.
I completed War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron. I do not believe I finished... I actually do not have... These are all Transformers games. I do not have Transformers Dark of the Moon. I did not finish Transformers, the first movie game, or the Revenge of the Fallen movie game. I need Dark of the Moon. I finished Transformers Devastation.
If I listed the games I finished, we'd be here for years.
Yeah.
Or days,
I'm just kind of going through my library.
Fair enough.
I need Rise of the Dark Spark. That's a game on my wish list. I finished the Modern Warfare trilogy, as well as the Lego movie video game. Borderlands 2, that's a game that I never really got any farther than when I played it with you.
I beat the game with one of my old buddies.
That doesn't surprise me.
It was nice. It's a funny ending. Depends on how you play it.
I have all of the God of War games for the PS3. God of War 1.
I've only played the first one.
1, 2, and 3. I've only played a little bit of God of War 1.
Really?
I have not gone...
You and me both.
I got it in a bundle pack with my PlayStation, and I never got any farther.
I was never interested in it.
I thought it was a good game. It's a good beat-em-up game, but frankly, if I'm going to play a game like that, I'd rather play Darksiders. The Angel one?
Yes.
Where you're the horseman?
The first one was on PS2, right?
I don't know.
The first one came out on PS2. I remember that.
And the Iron Man 2 and Thor video games.
Oh, God.
I never finished either of those. They're movie tie-in games. But the first Iron Man game and the Incredible Hulk video game, those were both pretty fun games to me. I enjoyed the flight mechanic for Iron Man.
I liked the Incredible Hulk game because I liked punching things with cars. With cars.
Yeah, no, he could
not punching cars. Punching things with cars.
He could wear the... He could take a car, bend it in half, and then use them as boxing gloves.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'm like, that's great.
Or the actual smash mechanic that made a shockwave. That was awesome.
But yeah, God of War.
I really need to finish The Witcher Wild Hunt. I got like maybe 90 hours in. It's one of those games you have to spend like 200, 300 hours into to finish everything. I'm about like maybe 40% into that. And I just had to stop or I wasn't just going to miss work. And I was just going to...
I'm actually surprised you didn't finish The Witcher.
It's such a vast game with so many side quests and so many things to do. And especially the game Gwent eventually got its own game. It's a card game in the game. You just spend so much time in the world that if you're a completionist, do not play it.
I'm not, like, I am a completionist. Like,
you would think it's a nightmare more rather than fun.
I am very much a completionist, so much so that funnily enough, when I downloaded Final Fantasy VII, another game that I have not finished.
Me either.
That was on my old PlayStation Network account.
I've always got to disc 2 and just stopped.
Yeah, I was trying to go for 100% completion.
Yeah.
It's like, that's
a mistake, bro.
I got everything up to the point that I wanted to, but I didn't progress past a certain point. I have Arkham City. I do not have Arkham Asylum. And frankly, a big part of the reason why I have not played Arkham City... I believe I got Arkham City on sale for like $20 right after it came out.
Really?
It was a deal I could not walk away from.
A deal you cannot refuse.
Yes. But I don't remember the circumstances that I got it. But I want Arkham Asylum, so I can play that first and really understand the story.
I've played everything and finished them all except for The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Isn't
that the prequel?
No, Dark Knight is the one with Red Hood and Scarecrow as the main...
Oh, I want it. That's the natural...
After Joker.
That's the natural third game in the series, isn't it?
No, it's the last game, the most recent game came out.
Yeah, no, but like there are 3 games, and the timeline gets a little skewed.
Yeah, it's Origins, it's Batman Origins, then Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then Dark Knight, I believe. I believe, yes.
I want to play the Dark Knight, because frankly, Scarecrow's probably my favorite Batman villain.
I can see that.
He also has the same first name as me. I love Scarecrow. And Joker's still there. I don't know if he's Mark Hamill. I don't think he's Mark Hamill. I know Joker's in Batman's head.
I think he might be.
But I know in Arkham City and Arkham Asylum it is Mark Hamill.
It's the voice.
Yeah, Mark Hamill is my Joker.
In his head, it's his voice.
Whoever is doing
the voices Joker, in 1 and 2? It's the same one.
Whoever's doing Joker for Origins is a different guy.
He wasn't in Origins. It wasn't the voice from Origins. It was the voice from 1 and 2.
Okay, then yeah, that's Hamill.
Really?
That's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they brought back all of the cartoon cast for... No. I think they just brought back...
Most of it.
I think they just brought back the Batman voice actor and Mark Hamill.
Well, okay. The 2 that matter.
The Lego Lord of the Rings video game.
I've never finished any Lego game I've ever played.
You roll your eyes at me? This is a hard game.
I'm not saying it's not. I've never been into Lego games.
I love the Lego games.
Legos, I liked. Lego games.
They created a system for Lego video games with Lego Star Wars. And all they've done is build upon that. So there are actually a lot of Lego games that I really want to pick up. Like Lego Avengers is out now, as well as Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 and 2. Those are games that I really want to get. That being said, I have Lego Lord of the Rings. I'm actually not interested in Lego The Hobbit. And I haven't gotten past, like, the opening part of Fellowship. The game is... You laugh, but the game is hard, man! It's like it's too hard for... There's a serious difficulty jump between Lego Star Wars and Lego Star Wars 2. It's like the difficulty continues to build on itself when you start to play Lego Star Wars 2.
Oh, it happens in
So games. Lego Star Wars 1 is really kind of easy, but then you jump into A New Hope, the A New Hope section of Lego Star Wars 2, and the difficulty has
continued. Johnny.
No, the difficulty has continued to build on itself.
Oh God.
But yeah, I haven't finished that. I have Midnight Club Los Angeles Complete Edition.
You have a car game?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not expect that.
I have MotorStorm, but it came with a PlayStation that I bought.
I played and beat Midnight Club 3.
You're really surprised that I've got a car game.
Yeah! Totally, actually.
I bought it for nostalgic purposes because I used to play it with my cousin, and we had a ball. But I really, really enjoy the customize... The way you can customize your car.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
Like, it's so... You can pick...
Immersive.
Yeah, you built the vehicle from scratch.
You can change basically anything, like...
Yeah, what else do you have that you haven't finished?
Tom Clancy, Splinter Cell. The one that came on PlayStation 3.
Splinter Cell?
I got to the last two missions in it, and I just didn't finish it. I believe I got distracted by college.
Yeah.
But it happens, sadly.
I have the Force
Curse school!
I have the Force Unleashed here.
It's yet another one that I've played halfway through and never finished.
That's a game I didn't get very far in at all, because frankly the graphics were irritating me. It was this game looks terrible.
It didn't affect me too much.
Might have just been my copy of the game. I've got the Bourne Conspiracy.
Never even played it, never even heard of it.
Also a really, really bad game.
Fair enough.
This game is terrible.
I will not touch it then.
This game is horrible. It made me turn off the system in frustration because of how bad it is.
Oh, Jeebus.
Infamous. I have Infamous here.
Infamous, I've played. Is it 1?
This is Infamous 1.
Oh, I played that.
Heck out of that. I have almost bought Infamous 2 on multiple occasions because, again, I'm a completionist, so if I see a game that I really want to play, even if it's in my backlog and I haven't played it yet, I will pick up the sequels.
I need to buy...
Because I have problems.
I bought it, but I need to play it. Second Son. Infamous Second Son. I played in 1, 2, and I beat them, but I need to play Second Son. Because I've seen the story of Cole, but I don't know the story of the Second Son one where it's some hipster guy. It looks good.
Yeah, the Bourne Conspiracy really made me
irritated.
It really made me angry, and maybe it was just my copy of the game. I had graphical issues right around that time. It might have been my PlayStation.
Okay.
Because it was the older PlayStation. Like I used to be able to play PS2 games on my PlayStation.
And then a patch came out.
Yeah, and I had issues playing the Thor game. The Thor game had some real graphical issues as well. Right around the same time, I had several games like that. Probably my premier example of a game that I want to play very badly, that is in my backlog, that I've yet to touch, beyond, like, the opening scenes, is a game that DK bought for me. I have not played The Last of Us.
I bought that so you'd play it, and you still haven't...
You bought it so I could play it, but that is the cap of games that I have in my backlog that I haven't finished. It's like, it's The Last of Us for me. That's the cherry on top. And to be fair, you didn't buy it for me all that long ago.
Fair enough, but it's been at least a couple months.
True.
And I understand not playing it, because life happens. It's one of my favorite games. I agree with Joel in a lot of fashions.
I want to play it so bad, because
I'm so down with Joel, and his... I'm not going to spoil it for you. It is just... I love the story.
It is the exact kind of thing that is my favorite story in fiction. Terminator 2, Logan. These are two of my absolute favorite movies. The Last of Us is a video game about that.
Fair enough.
It is about a guardian protecting a child and the relationship that develops between those two individuals.
Oh yeah, it's a great game. It's just like the pinnacle of movies like that. It's one of the best games. And funny enough, when Naughty Dog was making The Last of Us, they thought like, well, this is the end of us. They thought that was going to end them. And it turned out to be one of the best games they've ever made.
It's one of the best games I've ever seen, period.
Graphics were great, even. I love it. I can't blow enough smoke up its butt for me to explain how good this is.
I'm actually going to, I may have discussed this on the show already, but I'm going to probably have to restart The Last of Us. Because I chose medium difficulty, which you told me later does not affect the plot.
It doesn't.
In any way. So
I played it on medium and then I played it on easy. Nothing changed. I was going to play it on hard too, but I decided my time was better with other games.
I'm a very casual gamer. If I start to get frustrated with a video game, I will turn it off. I'll try something. If I can't get it done by the 5th or 6th time I attempt it, I turn it off. I'm a pretty patient person. But frankly, there's too much in real life that's upsetting for me to let a video game put me in a bad mood for the rest of the day. So if I feel myself start to get into a bad mood because I'm playing a video game, I will turn it off, and I will come back to it a little later with a clearer head.
I can understand that and respect it. I'm a different type of guy. I'm a hardcore gamer to a degree. If something's
You're much more of a gamer than me.
I'm going to beat it.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that I ended up... In The Last of Us, I'm pretty sure that... Let's just say that I dropped down into a hole.
And you had nothing to help you.
And then immediately saved the game.
Oh.
Whereas I should have saved before I jumped down into the hole.
Usually.
So my timing was really off. And it doesn't help that the situation that I'm in, it doesn't help that I chose that difficulty. So things are pretty difficult for me, right? Like, it's medium difficulty, yeah. I'm a wimp when it comes to the difficulty of a video game. I don't need to play it on hard, because frankly, I'm playing it for the story. You know? I'm playing it for the entertainment.
That's why I play it on normal for myself, because I played games for consistency for so long. Normal is my comfort zone.
Didn't you just get the Telltale Batman game?
Yes, I got it. It's on sale for PSN.
That is my kind of video game.
It is a story-driven game. I saw it, I was like, yes.
I watched a Let's Play of Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah.
Those are my kind of games. Where you influence the story, but it's more like watching an interactive movie.
Both terrifying and exciting at the same time.
Certainly sometimes I enjoy playing video games like some of my favorites from the past. It's like, I really like the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron games. That's because they weren't so difficult that you couldn't play them.
Fair enough.
But it depends on the type of game. But I'm probably going to have to restart Last of Us. Just because I landed myself in a hole.
And you can't climb out.
Yeah, I legitimately, that is exactly what happened. I seriously am in a hole. Then I saved the game. And
you're between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. I've done that before. I used to have Star Trek Elite Force. There's a Star Trek Voyager video game for the PlayStation 2. And when you're on board the ship, if you shoot somebody, everybody on the ship comes to try and kill you.
Oh, God.
This is if you're on board Voyager,
yes.
and you shoot another
Voyager?
one of your allies.
Yes.
They will all come to try and kill you. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun. I'm going to arm up, and I'm going to go into the armory, and I'm going to take them out. I'm going to try this. I'm going to use the console as cover, and I'm going to try and take them out. I didn't realize that they swarm you. They don't care if you're behind cover. They're going to walk right up to you and shoot you in the face. They will walk around it. They walked around the console. So. But I panicked, and I know you have a story to tell about this, and you can tell it in just a second about your mom. But I panicked, and I saved the game. So every time I booted the game up after that, that video game was very particular about where you saved. So when I booted it up, everybody was already in the middle of trying to kill me. Yeah.
I have something as bad as that.
I know.
My mom...
This is a great story.
...has been playing Tomb Raider since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
And she finally got back into it after years of not playing it. I got her the system. I got her the game. I got her a memory card for PlayStation. She was playing the old Tomb Raider games.
Yeah.
And she asked me for help. I was like, sure, I can help you. I went in there for 15 minutes, helped her out. Again, later, she called me back in there to help her out. And she got to this point where she was trying to make a jump. And I jumped. And she was in the restroom. And so she was coming back from it. But while she was gone and then started coming back, I dropped her character down. And she started falling and drops into lava.
Right. Instead
of loading it, because I knew I was going to die, I was dead, I saved it on accident. So I loaded it. I was like, no way. Loaded it. No way. Mom came in and I loaded it one more time. I saw it. I was like, no way. But when I looked at her and said, I love you, dropped the controller and ran to my room.
Yeah.
Because I was like, she's going to kill me. And my mom told me, as I am her child, she said it was the cutest thing she's ever seen. Because she saw me run with my tail between my legs. Because if someone did that to me, they would have the wrath of Khan against them. I would be angry.
And the way your mom...
she was just like, oh, honey.
The way your mom tells that story is great.
I know. It's one of the most embarrassing.
She's like, he threw the control. He more or less threw the controller at me and says, "I love you," and runs out of the room. It's spectacular.
It was my biggest fail. It's my biggest faux pas that I've had in a long time. I have had in a long time.
But do you have any other games?
Too many to talk. Those are my tops.
In your backlog?
I have so many. Those are the ones.
Give me a few more. I know I listed off a bunch. Frankly, there are games that I need to pick up still.
There's the Ratchet and Clank game that came out on PlayStation 4. Really good game. I played all the previous ones on the PlayStation 2. I started working more, and that disappeared, so I stopped playing it.
I never played Ratchet and Clank.
Like that, I played that in Jak and Daxter a lot.
Didn't you pick up God Eater?
Yes, and I actually played it for like 15-20 minutes. Stopped, played it for another hour. I was like, this is horrible.
We got that to play for Nerddom.
Yeah.
I think we got that to play for the channel.
I hated the game.
You got that to play for the channel, and you were like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I would rather play something else, and I think we ended up doing Metal Gear.
Then there's the Full Metal Alchemist for PlayStation 2. I played that a lot with my Uncle Casey before he passed. And since he passed, I haven't picked it up and played it.
That's fair.
Which is how it's going to stay. I don't think I want to finish it, but I decided not to. Some things don't need to be said.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. It's like there's an anime, I think it's called Martian Successor Nadesco, where the main character refuses... It's a space anime. It's a mech anime, where the main character is a big fan of anime. He's a big fan of mech anime.
Well, okay then.
In the mech anime.
God, I wish that was my life.
But he watches a show, and he refuses to watch the last episode. Because he doesn't want it to color his perception of the rest of the show.
Okay. I can understand that.
You know? And I like stuff like that. Kind of like, I've had issues returning to things before. When I had been involved with them during very difficult parts of my life.
And you don't want to color it because of that.
Well, I don't want to remember... I don't want to, like, if it's a video game, for example...
Come on with bad memories.
Yeah, if it's a video game, for example, I don't want to pop the video game in and remember what it was like back then.
Fair enough. I can understand that completely.
A lot of people have issues with Christmas for that exact same reason, because frankly, December is a terrible time of year.
It's depressing, I'm not going to lie, it's depressing.
But I guess that's going to wrap up our main discussion topic, which has basically just been us listing off video games that we own that we've yet to finish.
Yeah, I will say this, I have gotten very close to beating Dark Souls, and I have yet to do it, and my file keeps getting deleted right when I'm about to beat it.
If I'm being honest, now that you have Nier Automata, that's on my list.
Okay.
As well as the Fate Exilia game that you picked up, because you picked that up so I could play it.
And I've played it.
And I haven't even played it yet.
It's on my list.
But I've had a busy...
We've been busy, yes.
2018 is a terrible year.
It's been rough.
Welcome to Nerddom. 2018 is horrible. We hate it here. we hate 2018.
Give us back to 2017.
That was
Actually,
fun.
let's just keep them both. I want to go back to 1999.
I get stomach 2017. 2017 was alright.
I want to go back to partying like it's 1999.
2015 was really an okay year. But we can jump into the listener question, I suppose, which is... If you could transform into any animal, with the stipulation that you must remain in that animal form for 1 week before you can change back into a human, what animal would you choose?
Now, does it have to be extinct, or can it be...
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if it's extinct or not?
Nah, it can be something that's extinct.
Okay, so I'd have to say, since I was a child, I've always wanted one. I've always wanted to see one, pet one, see something, even though it'd probably kill me in an instant. Saber-tooth tiger. They are awesome. Because when you see saber-tooth tiger, they're these big, black, large-fanged, and their eyes are golden. In any type of iteration you see them, they're always the same panther looking, but they have giant claws. They're massive. They're like double the size of a lion, or at least that's in my perspective. And they're just the apex of their time.
Can't say I expected that.
Really?
No, I didn't expect you to say something like saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah, it's the one.
Yeah, I guess.
It'd be that or megalodon shark.
I could have seen you saying lion. So
okay.
Yeah, I guess saber-toothed tiger is not that much of a stone's throw away from
megalodon shark, if you want land or and water, or just my two favorite: saber-toothed tiger, megalodon shark. Happens to be both are dead, but
yeah.
Do not bring back megalodon sharks, for the love of God.
I would probably want, if I had to be it for
a week.
It's like, yeah, you'd have to be underwater for a week.
Yeah, and I'd have to be far enough away from... Oh, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Because I'd have to be far enough away from land
so the
to where humans don't kill me or pull me up and put me in a tank. And
humans
then I turn back into a human, and then they charge me with stealing a megalodon shark. Because this went south really quickly.
As far as mine, I would really need to be something that flies.
Okay.
Really badly. It could... There are any number of birds that you could be, that I could be, that are really cool. But my stipulation is, if I'm going to be an animal for a week... how much of our minds are intact while we're the animal?
I read it as your...
Is it like an Animorph situation where you
your mind's there?
Okay, because in Animorphs, they kind of lose themselves.
No,
to the animal instincts?
Your intellect stays.
Okay. Then if our minds are fully intact, then I don't have to worry about the intelligence of the bird.
No, not at all. You could be a dodo and still be your intelligence.
I need to be able to fly. Whatever I choose, I need to be able to fly. Which is funny, because I'm afraid of heights.
Oh my!
Interestingly enough for the listeners.
So you'd be a bird that sung not because it wants to sing, but it's screaming.
That's a great meme.
That's terrifying.
That's a great meme. It's like...
What if birds aren't singing, but they're just in the sky screaming?
It's Keanu Reeves. It's Keanu Reeves from Bill and Ted, and it's like, what if birds aren't singing, but they're screaming because they're afraid of heights?
Oh god, yeah.
It's like, that would be terrible. Terrifying. I would need to be something that can fly, or I would need to be a very social creature, like a wolf.
Okay.
I think there have been new studies that have proven that wolves aren't nearly as socially pack-minded as we thought they were.
Yeah, a lot of current science has been disproving the pack mentality.
Dolphins are hyper-intelligent fish.
That are promiscuous. They're very sketchy.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Oh, there have been dolphins who have straight up tried to kill each other for no reason other than they're sociopaths. Dolphins are the one species that
you don't mess with.
Well, they actively they're the only species we know of, I think, that kill each other for no reason. Because animals fight. They fight over instinctual stuff, whereas dolphins are just going to be like, I murder you now.
I want you dead.
Yeah. They're scary. They're also... I don't think they're as intelligent as us, but they're pretty close.
They're very intelligent.
They're so close that it is...
There's nothing on the planet as intelligent as humans, I would say.
People have argued the intelligence of dolphins.
Yeah.
Because, they are so intelligent that it is creepy.
Yeah, but I doubt that they're as intelligent as to be self-aware of their humanity. You know what I mean? Like, humans are definitely
Whether or not they're sentient?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe they're smart, but I don't believe that they're as sentient as we believe. That some people say.
Let's do a thing. Air, land, and sea.
Okay.
I need to be some kind of a bird. I don't really care which, but if I'm gonna be a bird, then I probably want to be something large enough so that I don't have to worry about predators.
I'd want to be a Black Hawk. Not the fighter jet, obviously. I'm the Black Hawk. What the Black Hawk was actually named after.
Uh-huh.
It's massive. It is quick. It can pick up it's triple its weight off the ground and carry it off. Drop it, kill it, and then eat at it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it can pick up dogs. Go straight up.
Oh, birds have...
Drop them.
Birds have a history of being kind of, like, some of them are horrible, especially the larger birds of prey.
They're horrible.
It's like, there are, I'm pretty sure it's fake, but there are stories of, there is a bird that was so large that it was hunted into extinction because it would prey on humans, because it was so large it could...
I buy that.
It could swing down. Well, it's not...
Pick you up.
It's not a... It's fact. There are skeletons still.
Yeah.
There are pictures of the things. They would come down, pick up people, and eat them. These things were so large.
That's terrifying.
It is. It wouldn't be
those
quite that large.
So it'd be a black hawk for air, water megalodon shark, and land have to be saber-tooth tiger.
I would go probably like some sort of hawk.
Okay.
Or falcon.
They're very massive.
Maybe even an eagle. Probably a wolf, if we're talking about
land.
Either a wolf or some other sort of very social animal.
Okay.
If not just, a house pet, because that's convenient.
I want to be a cat.
Because I get all the cuddles.
From the cute girls.
Ooh.
And the really... This has gone south very quickly, because men...
Yeah,
I have a cat.
We're guys here, and frankly, cuddles from pretty girls is an attractive... lure for us being house pets.
I'd rather be a saber-tooth tiger.
But a wolf or some sort of other social animal.
Fair enough.
And for the water, I really don't know. I mentioned dolphin, but I'm not sure I'd want to be a dolphin. There are a lot of really cool fish. There's a lot of not just fish. I don't know about a shark. What are some deep... What do you call them? Deep dweller? Deep delvers?
Yeah, deep dwellers.
Dwellers, yeah. Deep dwellers.
Deep in the ocean.
Yeah, the ones that go way down there.
Yeah, I don't know any of them except for the one that has a light at the end of its face and hangs over it.
I hate those.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I hate those.
Which are, funny enough, fun fact, the females of the race, the males are so small they just bite on, attach, and just become one with the fish.
I don't really want to be a fish.
Then don't be a fish, Eddie. I don't know.
Can I be like a compromise? Can I be like, I don't know, something in the Arctic? Can I be a penguin?
No, that's a bird. I want to
be a penguin. Yeah, but they go into the water and they live on ice.
Okay, just be a otter then.
Seal.
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 A seal.
Seals are horrifying too.
Yes, but
seals
still technically live in the water.
Polar bears, most anything that lives in the Arctic are terrifying. People think of seals and they think of Atlantic seals. It's like, no.
We're talking about the ones that straight up murder things.
Seals are horrifying, and I think there's a movie about a sled dog team where it's not a kid's movie. There's a movie where there's a sled dog team who get left in the north.
Okay.
It's named something with a number in it. I don't remember. But
Team 6.
They are being hunted by a seal. I think it might legit be 12 Below.
Oh,
because there's 12 dogs on the team, something like that. There's 12 dogs on the team, and they're all stuck up there in the coldest.
Can't say I've ever seen it, but it sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's so cold they had to pull the humans out.
Oh wow!
But they left the dogs for some reason, and yeah, they're being hunted by a seal, and that movie will make you terrified of seals.
The dogs are just the dogs.
Huh?
Just the dogs?
Yeah, you follow the dogs, and you
wow.
You in a satellite fashion, you follow the humans as they are trying to get back up there to get to the dogs. But that's the movie. Is the sled dog team is being pursued by a seal at one point, and it's horrifying. Like, that movie will make you afraid of seals.
Don't need to. I already am.
There is plenty out there that will make you afraid of polar bears.
Oh god.
Frankly, you don't realize how big those things are.
They're massive, they're bears, and they will kill you.
Can I say polar bear?
Yeah.
I want to say polar bear or penguin, as far as my...
Neither of them are technically water ones more close to birds. I'd let you have seal because they're amphibians. They live mostly in water. But I would say no to
octopus.
That works.
Giant squid.
That works.
Something with tentacles.
You can be a kraken.
Something with tentacles.
A giant octopus. Oh god.
Something.
I see where it's getting no.
Something.
No.
With, something
no.
with. Something with.
No.
But no, seriously, something with tentacles. Because I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I had to say.
You're horrible.
Oh, yeah. They're kind of cool, though.
And
what was the one we saw with the green? No, blue. It had, like, blue rings on it that's super poisonous.
Yeah, it's super small, but, like, one jab of it and you go numb for, like, 60 hours.
It would be interesting to be something whose physiology is so wildly different than ours. Like, I started it as a joke, but honestly, being like a squid or an octopus, it would be... Or even a jellyfish.
It'd be a new experience, but I wouldn't want to be eaten.
No. But you have plenty of appendages to protect yourself with.
And poison.
That's the danger. I don't really want to be a fish or anything that has to be underwater for a week at all. But if I'm having to choose something that lives in the ocean that doesn't come out at least every once in a while, it would probably be like dolphin would be the most comfortable. Or like a killer whale. Honestly, killer whales. I like killer whales.
I picked megalodon shark because they ate killer whales and whales, and they were massive.
Water is the complicated one. It'll be
megalodon sharks are sharks that happen to be whales.
Yeah. If I'm going for comfort, it will be either dolphin or killer whale, like Free Willy.
Yeah, they're terrifying too.
And if I'm going for experimentation, as far as I get to be in this body for a week, hopefully it's not. It's not absolutely horrible, like, I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Oh, snap. That's terrifying.
I would go for either an octopus or a giant squid.
Okay. Or
a jellyfish. Because, frankly, I can't think of anything more alien than a jellyfish. Spiders. Yeah, spiders, maybe.
Nope, let's not. Nope. I'm gonna nope out.
But I guess that's gonna wrap us up.
We are finished.
We're a little short this week, but that's okay. The episode can be a little short.
Yeah, especially with the week.
Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about just before we wrap up? Anything you'd like to mention?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay.
Remember, if you could be anything, be a saber-tooth tiger.
I do love wolves. I really do, but I don't know how much of my information regarding wolves is still scientifically accurate.
Yeah.
Because I feel like new studies have proven a lot of that stuff wrong now. I hope not.
I always figured that if I became a saber-tooth tiger, I'd be more of a, look at this magnificent beast, instead of, let's kill it and take the hide. You know?
You're in the wrong planet.
Yes,
you're on the wrong planet, bro.
If I turned into a saber-tooth tiger and went up to anyone that's from America that is going over to Africa to look at, like, animals... They're not going to kill me like an actual animal, like a observatory or something like that.
Right.
They're going to be, there's a saber-tooth tiger here. We need to let our government know so we can kidnap it.
Yeah, let's keep it alive to study it. And then you'd be locked in a box.
I still wouldn't die.
You wouldn't die, but you would be locked in a little box.
I don't die.
You'd be locked in a box for the rest of your life.
Until I turn back into human, and then they're like, where's it? And it's like, I can pass any lie detector test ever. I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't see a saber-tooth tiger.
Out of your
I am the saber-tooth tiger.
Out of your picks, which one would you pick? I would pick, that was my stipulation. It's like, I would pick something that flies.
I'd be a Black Hawk.
It almost doesn't matter what.
If there's had to be for a week, it'd be a Black Hawk because it's just a big bird that no other birds eat.
Right.
Just don't get eaten by a wolf, and with my intelligence, I can outsmart a wolf.
Yeah, I would be a large bird that, I just need something that flies. You want
to soar like an eagle.
No, I really do.
I'm tone deaf, people.
I am even surprising myself right now by how appealing that sounds to me.
You just want to be free.
Yeah, freedom.
Freedom. Cha-chink.
Alright, we're rambling. I guess that should probably wrap us up for today.
Yeah, probably.
So, fellow Nerdians, we hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of Levels of Ridiculousness. You can always find our backlog of older shows, as well as a new episode of LoR every Wednesday here at Nerddom. I'm Ozpin.
I'm DK.
Please like, comment, subscribe, leave a listener question, leave a topic suggestion, tell a friend, and rest assured that you're all always welcome here in the kingdom of Nerddom.
Salutations!
Have a good one!